Hey guys, it's Freed here. I have been working on a couple of things here and there, and today I was working on the mustard seed. Somebody was talking about mustard seed last night when we were at First Wednesday, and I've always been confused and frustrated by the thought of the mustard seed, and that I didn't understand it, and being an intellectual rip things apart and learn how things work and what they mean and the inside and the outside of everything. And so there's a couple of times, I think it's 4 or 5 times that the Bible mentions mustard seed, or something around a mustard seed. So the one instance I'm looking at is Luke 17:6, and it says that, "And the Lord said, if you had faith like a mustard seed, you would say to this mulberry tree, be uprooted and planted in the sea, and it would obey you." Right before this, Jesus, his disciples asked Jesus, how do we have more faith? I think it says, increase our faith. Oh Lord, increase our faith. They were so desperate to be able to do things that he was doing that they were asking for more. And Jesus turns around and says, why? If you have faith as small as a mustard seed. And I was watching a couple of videos, and I used to have some mustard seeds somewhere and I can't find them, but I was watching some videos, and mustard seeds are small. They're tiny. They're little. I mean, you could barely hold one in your hand and know that it's there. And it's almost like holding very fine salt. And what really struck me about the idea of the mustard seed is that when you look it up and you look up the word and you try to see what it means, that it's literally a seed that is super small, but it grows into a tree that can grow up to 12 feet tall. So it starts out with this like tiny grain of salt, and then it grows to something that's huge and immense, and something that produces fruit, something that produces something that can then be taken and planted again and made more of. And so I've always been dumbfounded by the idea that if I had, in Matthew it says that if I had just a little bit of faith, I would be able to move a mountain. I mean, can you move a mountain? And I'm fascinated by the idea that something is so small that our faith, we all have the same amount of faith, that we all have access to the same amount of faith, and we all have, we've all been given the same amount of faith, and that's the mustard seed. What we do with that is what produces a fruit or a tree or something large that birds can live in and make their home in. And so if we are planting our seeds, if we are allowing our faith to, because, I mean, think about a seed. If a seed knows that it's going to produce something, as long as it finds fertile ground, as long as it finds the nutrients it needs to feed itself. And so for us, that feeding of that nutrient is God's word and his immense power that we have access to. That is what waters our mustard seed. That is what waters our faith. Because Jesus said, "I'm the living fountain. I am the living water, that whoever comes to me will never thirsty." Our tree will not die if it's watered with a source that doesn't go away. So I have been just like blown away. Like, I think I texted one of my friends like one of those mind-blowing emoji things, and it isn't that we need more faith, because the disciples said, increase our faith. It isn't that we need more of something, it's that we have to use what we have in order to grow from there. That when we allow ourselves to be planted and watered and become fertile, then something bigger and greater could grow out of it. So I wanted to take a couple minutes and encourage you and tell you that it's not too late, because seeds will still grow. I mean, I think they took like a seed from like the prehistoric times and they like remade it or something like that. I can't remember. But they don't grow old. They just grow stagnant. and they just sit there. And so I want to encourage you to get up, find some ground to sit in, get Jesus to water it so that you can grow, so that you can hold some birds in the air, so that you can have a purpose, so that when something seems impossible, that you can't move it, that your mountain seems impassable, that Jesus says that if we have faith as small as a mustard seed and allow it to grow, that nothing will be impossible for you. So I just wanted to encourage you and take a minute, and it's not too late, and it's never too far off that you can do what Jesus called you to do. Bye, guys. Have a good day.